obviously a very challenging schedule. Our starting at Kentucky and in the Barkley tournament and Moorhead and Maryland. I think that we're growing right now as a program. Our guys are getting better, as with a lot of young teams. We're inconsistent. We've shown some flashes of playing very well. I think we've had a couple excellent wins so far. Delaware is extremely talented, beating LIU at home. This past weekend we played LIU again on the road, and I thought we did very well. We went into the last 4 minutes of the game in a tie score. So we are getting better. We really are. We're coming together more as a group. As far as our game coming up tonight, there's a team that's been on the road for 5 of their 6 games. It's a very athletic team. I think you're going to see a lot of good athletes out there. Umar Shanning is as good a guard at our level as you're going to find. So we're going to and they're going to put a lot of pressure on us. So we have to be able to handle the pressure. We've had some problems with that against Monmouth, against Moorhead. We got to do a better job. And really handle them they want to get out and run in transition and try to score some easy baskets, and we've got to really do a job of making them play on the half court. Really get up and pressure you. They're looking for double team opportunities. They want to muddy up the game. When I don't think it's a matter of they're not good defensive teams. Some of the other teams that allow us to reverse the basketball and allow us to play, and that's the way they play. We have been much more effective against up to now. We have to learn to play against all different styles, but some of those styles are not in our league. You know, a Monmouth is not in our league. They play a different style. St. Fran's, I guess, more of a Northeast Conference style, where they're not as big as some of the teams in our league, so they're not going to really get out and double team and pressure and really try to speed you up, so to speak. And as I said, we are much more effective when we're allowed to reverse the basketball and get into our sets. Improved, and we knew that. I mean, we're getting more out of, it's such a big jump from high school, especially, Zach Rufer, coming from a small high school in the middle of New York State, and Bryce Scott, and also Nathaniel. We knew we were going to have to use our freshmen. We only have 4 upperclassmen, so we really need them to come along. And I think for us, one of the big challenges is to bring them up to speed by the time January rolls around. And certainly a schedule like we've played should prepare them for this. If they come through it with their confidence, not too much, shaken. But I'm really impressed. Our second leading rebounder right now is Zach Rufer, which, if you look at that, it's pretty impressive for a young man to play as a guard who plays. Or maybe that says something about our team right now, that we got to do a better job of rebounding the basketball. But both those guys, especially Zach and Bryce, have really stepped up and they're very scrappy, and they've done a good job for us. And I think that Nathaniel is coming along. He's getting better. The experience of going into a Rupp Arena, one of the all-time arenas in college basketball, I think that's a lifetime memory that people are going to have. And hopefully, as they get about 10, 15, 20 years out of school, they'll be thinking we won that game. As far as a challenging schedule, you get a chance to see what Division I's all about, and we want to be competitive against these types of teams at the same time. And hopefully, as we go back, they realize that you have to work a little harder and smarter and get in the weight room and do things that we need to do to be competitive. As I said, I knew that this was going to be challenging, and I think our guys knew that as well. But the experiences that they've had, I think, we have to look at it as a positive. It's only going to help us in the long run. We're only going to get better in the long run. This is a race to February. Who's going to develop the most as we get into February? Which teams? As we look in our league, and I think that we have a lot of room for growth. And we're hoping that by the time February rolls around, we're playing our best basketball, and these games will help us. Get our best players. It could change, with 1 or 2, but I think the guys that we've been starting, for the most part, are our 5 best right now. Some of our freshmen, Bryce Scott and Zach Rufer, have been pushing for playing time. I mean, they could change things. You know, there would be the only 2 I think right now, as I look at, unless barring injury, that I would see could push for more playing time as we go further. But you know, the guys that we are starting are very good players for us, and I expect them to get lots of playing time, whether it's starting the game or ending the game.